be approaching Half Moon Overlook, which is ringed with hundreds of native azaleas and rhododendron. In May, the endangered pink shell azalea is in bloom. Native only to northwest North Carolina, Grandfather has the world's largest natural population of pink shell azaleas. In June, this overlook bursts out with lavender pink blossoms of the Catawba rhododendron. Looking up, you'll see two peaks. The one closer to you is called Linville Peak. The other is simply called Second Peak.
Of
The
Grandfather
parking area at the
Mountain.
summit lies between these two peaks. Your first stop is the picnic area just past Half Moon Overlook. Here you can find picnic tables, grills, restrooms, a walking trail, and a wood carver shop. If you choose to stop here, go to track 2 on this CD to learn about what you can see. If you'd like to keep driving, skip to track 3 as you pass the picnic area. And if you need anything along the way, be sure to ask. It's our priority to make sure you have the best visit possible. Track 2, picnic area. Whether or not you've brought your own picnic basket, it's easy to enjoy the picnic areas on Grandfather Mountain. One is located at this parking area. Others are outside the Nature Museum and close to the top of the mountain. They're the perfect places to toss a frisbee or simply admire the natural beauty all around. If you're looking for a picnic shelter, keep going to the Nature Museum picnic area. Here at the Woods Walk picnic area, a walking trail with gradual grades and wide paths invites you to soak in the scenery of a mixed hardwood forest. This 4/10 of a mile loop will give you the chance to spot at least 64 species of flowers and plants and 19 tree types. You can find both northern and southern species along the trail, some that range south into South Carolina and Georgia, and others that occur far into northern Ontario, Canada. Interpretive signs along the way will help you learn about several of them. You may have already seen a small workshop located on the outskirts of the picnic area. This is where great American woodcarver Tom Wolfe keeps a shop and chats with passers-by.
Wow, look at that.
And if you do want to enjoy a bite to eat in the great outdoors, stop by Mildred's Grill a little further up the road at the Nature Museum. They'll pack you a picnic to go. When you're ready, continue your drive up the mountain and start track 3 as you pull out of this parking lot.
Now, walk down here.
Track 3,
Come back.
on the way to Sphinx and Split Rocks. You're now headed towards Sphinx and Split Rocks, giant boulders that mark the middle portion of Grandfather
passed
Mountain. You'll notice the 2 massive boulders up the hill on the right, 2 curves above the picnic area. Drive carefully as wild deer sometimes frequent this area.
Wow. Ooh, this is beautiful. Enjoy nature.
You may already be noticing a temperature change. By the time you reach the top of the mountain, the climate will feel like that of Newfoundland, Canada. This drastic climate change is one thing that sets Grandfather apart. In fact, you can find 16 separate natural communities that vary by altitude, weather, forest, and topography. As one of the most biologically diverse regions on Earth, the mountain supports 73 rare and endangered species. The naturalists are particularly knowledgeable about the wonders you'll see here. To learn more, you can attend free programs in the summer or head out on a guided nature hike. Just stop in at the Nature Museum later on for more information. To learn about the mountain's geography or stop and admire Sphinx and Split Rocks,
Wow.
pull over at the next parking area and listen to track 4. Otherwise, begin track 5 as you pass them. Track 4, Sphinx and Split Rocks. The rocks that make up Split Rock and Sphinx Rock are older than the mountain formation itself. These rocks likely formed in an ancient riverbed in a mountain formation older than the Appalachians. Through millions of years of stone and sediment deposits, these rocks were formed around 640 million years ago. When North America and Africa collided about 300 million years ago, it thrust these rocks thousands of feet into the air. Geologists believe that Grandfather Mountain could have been as high as the Alps or the Himalayas. and has since eroded down to its current elevation of 5,946 feet. Weathering over millions of years split both Sphinx Rock and Split Rock due to ice forming in small cracks, with the divide being most noticeable in Split Rock. Weather has also chiseled the features of a face into the companion boulder similar to that of its Egyptian namesake.
Wow, look how
However,
deep.
the Sphinx Rock is much older than the man-made Egyptian Sphinx and weighs more than 2 million pounds.
Ooh, that's deep.
Track 5, on the way to the Nature Museum. Soon, you'll arrive at the Nature Museum parking area. Here you can learn about the mountain's amazing inhabitants through exhibits and free films, or watch live animals in their natural habitats. Turn right and park to visit the Nature Museum, which is home to Mildred's Grill, restrooms, a gift shop, theater, and a natural history exhibit gallery
There's the
with a
folk.
NASA-sponsored climate and weather exhibit. This is also the place to park for the picnic shelter, animal habitats, and fudge shop. When you park, listen to track
Wow.
6. If you prefer to
For short
continue up the
nature
mountain,
walk to
skip
top.
to track 7.
Wow, look at the fog.
We'll go up.
Wow.
We'll go up.
Track 6, Nature Museum. The Nature Museum is a hub of activity on Grandfather Mountain
Wow,
for
look
both
at
the
that.
inhabitants and visitors.
Grandfather
And
man.
it's all about wildlife. You can
Look
see
at guys,
cougars,
it's beautiful.
bears, elk, eagles, and otters
Nature
in their natural
park.
habitats. Not to mention monarchs and other butterflies in the butterfly garden.
We'll go to the
Black
butterfly
bears are a
garden.
big part of Grandfather Mountain's history.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Unlike
whoa, whoa, whoa.
cougars, which don't roam the mountain anymore, wild bears do live here, and visitors sometimes spot them. The first captive bear on Grandfather,
Black
affectionately named Mildred,
Drive
was
to the
originally
bridge.
intended
Walk
How you
to
doing,
the
buddy?
bridge.
into the wild.
We can
Mildred,
continue driving on up,
however,
right?
preferred the company of people, and so for every
All right, thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
she was placed in the mountain's first animal habitat, along with her cubs. Many animals in the habitats on Grandfather are here because they have had injuries or other
The
issues
bridge
that would prevent them from surviving
No
in the wild.
walking.
From the large picture
Just
windows
listen to
of
them.
Mildred's Grill,
CD.
you can also spot hummingbirds and other birds as they dine at the feeders. And you can peruse the museum's exhibits to see beautifully crafted replicas of some of Grandfather's plants, in addition to minerals, Native American artifacts, and more. And of course, no visit to Grandfather Mountain would be complete without stopping at the Fudge Shop. Built with features such as
Oh,
solar
yeah.
heating and bamboo
stop
floors to be as earth-conscious as
Fudge.
possible, the shop tempts visitors with more than a dozen flavors
Look
of
how
homemade
beautiful
fudge.
it is,
And
guys.
samples are graciously given. You may want to stay here a while. As you leave the parking lot, remember to go to track
at
7 to continue the tour to the top.
Wow.
Track 7, Cliffside. You're now headed toward the upper parts of Grandfather Mountain. In fact, the next overlook on your left, Cliffside, used to be the end of the road up the mountain until the swinging bridge was built in 1952. Before the road, visitors would hitch up their horses and hike the rest of the way to Linville Peak summit, where the mile-high swinging bridge is now. The panoramic views from Cliffside certainly are spectacular. And for this reason, many visitors prefer the picnic area there to any other on the mountain. On a clear day from Cliffside, you can gaze far across the Blue Ridge Mountains and into the rest of the Appalachians. Mount Mitchell, the highest peak east of the Mississippi, is visible to the southwest. The knoll across the valley with the television tower on top is Grandmother
Wow.
Mountain, a smaller companion to Grandfather. Our next stop is the Black Rock parking area, where we'll talk about walking and hiking on Grandfather
Is
Mountain.
this a black?
If you'd like to stop there, go to track 8 once you've parked. Otherwise, start track 9 as you're passing by.
We'll talk to you more later. Mama Sinyan Vlog. Bye-bye. God bless.